Hello, people, and we're going to discuss, does BlackRock control Bitcoin? We all know the IBIT ETF, because grayscale is shrinking, will be the biggest ETF. But that's just a representation of how much Bitcoin BlackRock customers hold, not how much Bitcoin BlackRock holds. But we do actually know how much Bitcoin BlackRock holds because they have disclosed it yesterday or 2 days ago, or in the last few days, basically. They actually only own $5.5 million worth of Bitcoin through their own ETFs. They disclosed they actually have about $5.5 million worth of IBIT shares. That is a drop in the bucket. So them buying and selling their own shares, they cannot manipulate the market. I am unsure of how much they can do via the futures market, though, because BlackRock is involved in the futures market, and through that, and maybe through evil collaboration with other big players, they can indeed control the crypto market. But as of their own spot Bitcoin holdings or spot ETF holdings, they cannot control the market. However, their words do have a lot of influence, and they do have a lot of pull on politicians. But at least BlackRock in public has been very, very supportive of cryptos overall, because they want that money, and they do have to follow the rules that are actually on paper. So they are actually in favor of big institutions, of course, like themselves, being able to custody crypto, so they're not on Team Joe Biden with the threatened veto. So BlackRock is actually on our side when it comes to repealing SAB 121, and I think they are moving against Gary Gensler at this point. And I don't really think like their lobbying money is going to be anti-crypto lobbying money. Maybe we'll leave that up to JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs, although they have some interest in crypto as well. Jamie Dimon's own misgivings aside, I do believe JP Morgan has actually disclosed they also have a couple $1 million in exposure to Bitcoin ETFs. Of course, that's not really enough to make them change their political stance. JP Morgan also owns trillions of dollars. But if you look at Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, BlackRock, and a couple of other investment banks, this May, just a few days ago, they all disclosed they are beginning to invest in cryptos, and I think they see a future for them investing in cryptos, so they don't want overly harsh regulations. The financial industry as a whole is becoming a lot more pro-crypto, so we can't actually just blame big banks for the movement against crypto. I think it's the politicians' own volitions, like Elizabeth Warren, Brad Sherman, and co., and we need to realize that some of the traditional financial industry is actually on crypto's side because they want to make money in the industry, and they need rules to be lax if they want to make money in the crypto industry. So that's something that we do really need to be aware of. They're not always on the wrong side in terms of crypto regulation. They want to be able to custody crypto. They want to be able to trade crypto. They want to be able to trade futures. So they're not against us. They are actually more for us now. But no, BlackRock cannot actually control crypto with a pitiful amount of crypto they actually own in spot Bitcoin ETFs. They have a lot of influence on what they politically say to politicians, because obviously, they're like hand in hand with some of the politicians. And they actually might be able to influence via futures market, although I'm not really sure how much they play there, and they haven't really disclosed that. But they should generally be pretty pro-crypto, but it really does seem like it's just government officials acting on their own volition, trying to protect customers. That's really getting everyone up in arms about crypto, which really should not be the case. So I definitely think that BlackRock cannot indeed control crypto through whatever they own. I think they have limited ability to control it through futures, but only if they actually align themselves with their competitors, which they actually don't often do. And I do believe it is actually big Bitcoin whales, Satoshi era whales, and others that actually have more influence over the overall crypto price than these big banks do right now. That's not to say they won't have more influence over the future, as I'm sure as they buy more and more crypto, they will have more influence over the future. But for the foreseeable future, I can actually say that the big original whales, Fidelity might be included in those because they've been mining Bitcoin since 2014, by the ways. So they might actually be one whale that actually controls way more than BlackRock. But either way, through their various means, they can't really control the Bitcoin market, not as of yet. In a few years, that might change. So that's my view on BlackRock and can they control the Bitcoin market? My answer is no right now. My answer is Fidelity might actually have way more physical Bitcoin than them, and they might actually be able to control the market quite a bit more. I don't really know how much Fidelity has mined since 2014, but if they've been mining since 2014, which they have a lot. Maybe not a controlling amount like Satoshi Nakamoto and his million Bitcoins, but probably a lot hidden in their various accounts. So that's my answer to this question. The other piece of news I have to report is the Financial Innovation Act is about to go through Congress and it could get passed. Now, this is a bipartisan bill. What it does is it gives the CFTC, the commodities trading people, a little bit more power over crypto, and it clearly defines what the SEC's role is in crypto. Gary Gensler will not like this because he does not want a clearly defined role. If they give him a clearly defined role, he won't be able to pursue legal cases against crypto on very dubious grounds. And I think it will limit his power and his ability to do regulation by enforcement. Right now, because there aren't solid rules, that's why he can do regulation by enforcement, because he can just sue for whatever reason he wants. But now they're proposing very solid structured rules and giving the CFTC more power. So he will be fighting against this. If it passes both the House and the Senate, I am not sure if Joe Biden would actually overrule this, because it would be bipartisan. Although that's not a guarantee, because the other thing was bipartisan too. This is not the thing that Joe Biden is going to said he would veto. That's SAB 121. This is an overall general rulemaking, and if it is bipartisan, there's a good chance it will go through and it will limit Gary Gensler and the SEC's power. So maybe we'll see maybe we'll actually see a discontinuation after this of regulation by enforcement. I don't expect it to pass until the end of the year, but I don't think it will be too late then. This is Patrick Mahinry that's sponsoring this bill. He's retiring after this congressional session, but I think like Tom Emmer and some others maybe will want to take up the mantle and basically keep this going. There's more and more pro-crypto people in Congress, and I think there's going to be more and more people representing our interests from both parties. People like Richie Torres from the Democrat side and people like Tom Emmer from the Republican side. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button, and I will see you later.